I'm Cesar Delgado from Back Roads of Illinois podcast. Welcome to the show with us. I am joining with Ed Usset from the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Ed is a grain analysis for the University of Minnesota in the Twin Cities. Good morning. Ed, how are you in St. Paul?
Caesar, I'm doing great. We're here in Minnesota waiting for a snow, and the next couple of days are going to be 50 to 60 degrees. But thank you for inviting me to be a part of your podcast.
Let's start with the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimate report is coming out for tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Central Time. What is your prediction of the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimate?
Well, Caesar, we get all worked up for these reports, but frankly, at this point, I think I would be surprised if there were a surprise. I think it's going to be a snoozer, and we will move on to some other news very quickly.
What do you recommend for the cash market for corn and beans in your state of Minnesota?
Well, for farmers who have grain in the bin, and many do, they're disappointed by the low prices. We've got carries back in the market, which is very interesting. But I guess I'm telling people, okay, you're waiting for a better price, and just put a number on that. Are you looking for 30 cents more in your corn, 50 cents more, 50 cents more in your beans, 80 cents? You know, I had numbers on my soybeans. We had a wonderful rally in November, and we were able to get something done. Always have a number, always have an exit plan. That's what I would recommend.
How are the grain market for Minnesota and Dakota's cash market wise?
It's not a good picture up here. We've got cash corn, southern Minnesota, southwestern Minnesota, somewhere around $4.25 a bushel, give or take a dime. And that is the lowest number we've looked at in corn since 3 years ago, December of 2020. In soybeans, we're looking at cash prices at $12.75, again, give or take 10 cents, depending on where you are. That's the lowest in 2 years. We have to go back to December 2021, and also a very brief moment in May of this year when we dipped low, but they're not very good prices.
Not so good, my friend.
No.
Finally, what is your opinion on the corn yields for this year in Minnesota?
Minnesota had a very mixed bag. You could find areas in the southern half of the state. Somebody could be having something close to a record yield, and 10 miles away, they're having a very poor year. It's whoever got that timely downpour and who didn't. USDA is looking at estimating, projecting 181 bushels to the acre for corn, state average. And that's not that impressive. Our record was set a year ago at 195 bushels per acre. Caesar, we're not Illinois where you expect to average over 200 bushels. In soybeans, USDA is projecting 48 bushels to the acre. Again, subdued. Last year it was 50. Our record was 6 or 7 years ago. I think we averaged 52 bushels to the acre. So I have no reason to disagree with the USDA's numbers, although I will watch the WASDE report closely tomorrow.
How about hard red?
Hard red spring, similar story there. I think we're down, around the $7 mark. Those are pretty low prices. Um, uh, and the yields, I haven't got a strong opinion there. Minnesota is fast becoming, over the last 30 years, a smaller player in the world of wheat.
Is there anything would you like to go to tell the audience about this grain market after the World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimate report on tomorrow morning?
Well, I'll tell your audience what I tell every group of grain producers, that you should have a marketing plan and one that looks ahead. So I'm already talking about and thinking about the 2024 crop. December 24 corn is currently trading around 511, 510, 511 a bushel. November soybeans, November 24 soybeans are trading at about 1265. I'm not ready to jump in pricing next year's crop at those numbers. I've got ideas closer to $5.50 for December 24 corn, $13 on November 24 soybeans. But I've got an idea, Caesar, and I think everyone should have an idea, have a number. We live in a crazy world. Things happen, and you can't take advantage of them unless you've got an idea of where you'd like to get started.
Pleasure that you joined the show for today. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
This is Ed. Ed from the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. From back roads of Illinois, I am Cesar Delgado. Have a good day.